Hypothetical question. Say you work in a school, you're a teacher, or maybe a janitor. A kid threatens to do something to the school. What would you do? Or what should you do? Or even better, what are you legally required to do? So California literally voted to end mandatory reporting on students who threaten schools. Now, when I saw this headline from the Daily Caller, I said, this has got to be clickbait. This isn't real. It can't be real. Is it real? Oh, crap, it's real. This is from Sarah Weaver. Like I said, it's over at the Daily Caller. I'll put a link down below. You can read it. The California State Senate voted Thursday to end a requirement that students who threaten violence against school officials be reported. Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about violence in schools. I thought everyone was supposed to take this seriously. Or Republicans are the party of dead children, and Ethan Klein and Beto and David Hogg and Whoopi Goldberg. But California says, no, we don't have to make it a requirement. You don't have to tell anyone about it. So at first I said, this can't be real. This just can't be real. Is this from the Babylon Bee? Is this? No. So I read into it. I said, before the California law was passed, the existing law stated that whenever a school official is attacked, assaulted, or physically threatened by any pupil, staff was, quote, required to promptly report the incident to specified law enforcement authorities, end quote. This new bill repealed this requirement. This is the part where I would insert a needle drop on a record and say, wait, what? California passed the law. So it was a bill, but now it's a law. They passed it 2 days after an 18-year-old gunman opened fire in Uvalde, Texas, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this happened. California has repealed the law where you have to report on it. There's got to be a good reason, though. I mean, this seems so crazy, even for California. This seems just utterly ridiculous. So there's got to be a reason. Okay, hold on. Let's scroll through this. The law was endorsed by ACLU California Action. The organization called it a win for racial equality. Oh, you've got to be I thought they were going to blame it on climate change. This is my other choice. I guessed wrong. Racial equality. You're not allowed to tell. Wait, not allowed. That's not correct. You're not required to tell anyone they're going to do harm to a school for racial equality. Okay, here comes the explanation. Once students make contact with law enforcement, they are less likely to graduate high school and more likely to wind up in jail or prison. Well, yeah. If you're being reported to doing violence to the school, you're probably a bad person and you probably shouldn't graduate. Am I missing something? Hold on. I'll give them a fair shot. I'm going to keep reading. These harms fall disproportionately on students from marginalized groups, Black, Indigenous, Latinx. There are no Latinx. They're Latina students. Latinx? No, that doesn't exist. The organization said in a statement. The sponsor of the bill, California State Senator Stephen Bradford, told the Daily Caller, quote, our existing system has led to an alarming disparity in the type of students who are most likely to suffer these harms. Black students, Latino students, students of color, and students with disabilities are disproportionately referred to law enforcement, cited, and arrested. Okay, there's a little bit to break down here. Black, Latino, students of color, and students with disabilities are disproportionately referred to law enforcement, cited, and arrested. Okay, now there's something here I need to ask a little bit more about. If these specific groups of students are referred to law enforcement, let's take that first part. They're referred to law enforcement. So someone says, I think person A is going to do something to the school. Can you please check this out? Okay, that's the part A. Cited is part B. They're cited, which means the investigating officer, the school resource officer, the cop, the sheriff, the FBI, I don't know what kind of things they're being referred to, but they're cited. I'm not sure how this works or not, but if they get reported and there is clearly nothing there, they don't get cited, right? Okay, then the third part C, arrested. You don't get arrested if there isn't a valid threat to the school. So this person says, well, let's just take the Black, Latino, and students of color and students with disabilities. I don't know about the students with disabilities thing, unless they're saying that being trans is a disability, because I'll go with you on that. But these four groups of students, let's call them marginalized. We'll call them from this point on, we'll call them marginalized students to keep from repeating the same damn thing over and over again. When these marginalized students are referred to, then cited, then arrested, they have a hard time graduating from high school? Well, I guess if they're arrested, that means they're criminals. Now, technically, I guess arrested doesn't mean you're found guilty. So, I get it. But I don't think cops would cite and arrest people if there wasn't at least probable cause. Do you see my following here? So this person now wants to say, even if there is probable cause, and even if a student makes a direct threat against the school, I won't even give you a hypothetical scenario. We all know what a direct threat against the school is. So if a student does that, you're like, I'm not going to say anything. He's probably just having a bad day. Do you think this policy will help future school violence or hurt? How is this good for the school? It's definitely good for the marginalized groups. They, once again, can get away with committing crimes in California. Can you shoplift without getting caught in California? Yes. Can you use drugs illicitly in California without getting caught? Yes. Can you break into someone's home and not get caught? Yes. Can you camp out in a public park and take that resource away from the taxpayers? Yes. California is a shithole, and now they're making it not only more likely, but they're almost rolling out the red carpet for these people to make threats against the school. When they make threats against the school and nothing happens, they might carry out the threats against the school. Clearly, they have no reason to fear any punishment. These people are the untouchable class. Thanks, California. You just set us back about 20 years. Yay, California! Now, I may have misunderstood what they were trying to go for. It seems like they're trying to protect the criminals so you can't report them and make the school less safe. If I misinterpreted this, can you please let me know? Or maybe they're so afraid of these marginalized students that they're going to let them run the school for a while. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Please help me understand this in the comments below. And then when you're done with that, hit that subscribe thing and then go away. I got another story about California coming up in a few hours, so check back in a little bit.